Sunday, March 12th, 2023. Today is Oscar Sunday. It's also Selection Sunday, where the seedings and schedules come out for the NCAA men's basketball tournament. I fed the street cats at 4 a.m. and I live streamed myself doing it. In the past 4 years, it's rare that I don't have dry food to give them, maybe less than 5 times, but today was one of those days. I doubled up on sardines and brought a whole case of Friskies and more than 10 cans of 9 Lives. I didn't have any problems with any street people today, and when the sun came up, I went down the street and fed PK. I made sure to bring her a full can of Friskies shreds and a full can of sardines. Kirk is still in the bathroom. I leave the door open, but he prefers to chill in the bathroom. At night, he comes out and smells around the apartment, but by the time I get up in the morning, he's back behind the toilet waiting for breakfast. In a way, he acts exactly how he did on the street. Instead of meeting me by the dumpster at a particular time in the morning, he meets me behind the toilet. I didn't sleep much last night. Most of the cats want to come in my room and cuddle with me, especially when the temperature gets lower, but my blind tortie, Heidi, sits on the middle of the bed, and if any cat gets too close, she literally starts screaming. Little Ricky kept testing her last night, and I must have been woken a dozen times. Goofy and Lucky have been quite angels at bedtime. They sleep in the bedroom too, but they see what the lack of sleep does to me, and both Lucky and Goofy are on their best behavior. Little Ricky, on the other hand, doesn't give a and wakes me up all night. Little Ricky plays hop on pop. When I'm sleeping on my back, she'll spontaneously jump on my stomach, and I'll wake up. I yelled at Little Ricky and Heidi probably a dozen times last night, and I got out of bed just enough time to calm myself down and meditate. I don't drink soda anymore, but I drink coffee every day, and I'm sure I'll drink a bunch today before I take a long nap. I'll fill out a bracket, just like I do every year, and I usually do very well, one of the best in the country, actually, and I don't even watch college basketball. I'm lucky I graduated from a university that's always in the mix, the University of Texas in Austin, and I put a little money on them sometimes before the season starts. This year, they weren't supposed to have a great team, and I put $10 on them. They turned out to be one of the top teams in college basketball this year, and if they win the championship, my $10 wager turns into $380. I probably won't watch the Oscars this year. They come on during the daytime in Hawaii, so that makes it even more distant and not my vibe. I used to watch the Oscars every year. I enjoyed it and felt I would someday be invited. It's rather silly looking back now, but when I was a kid, people always told me I would be an actor. My mom was my biggest supporter. She always said she would give me an agent and I would go on auditions. When I got into my 20s, people would tell me the same thing. My friends would tell me to consider acting. If you've seen some of my early morning live streams, you can see I'm really good at speaking on the cuff, and I have a knack for being in front of the camera. Acting is something I'm good at, but I haven't had many opportunities to do. I take responsibility for not putting myself in a position to shine like that. I was an extra in the movie Idiocracy. To tell you the truth, I didn't fit in with the other extras. They could tell I was better than them. The female lead of the movie, Maya, couldn't take her eyes off me and insisted I stand right by her during shooting. That assistant director, a very good-looking man, couldn't take his eyes off me either, and at the end of the day, a few members of the crew pulled me aside, asked me a few questions, and if I would come back a second day, they would see about getting me a more significant role. I was 24 years old and a bundle of nerves, and I didn't come back the next day. But you can still see me in the movie in this costume.